Stroke. Fabulous stuff from Tendulkar. Just waited a fraction longer and timed it perfectly.
The Indian captaincy is a job that can change the mood of the nation far more than any political office and far more often. The result could dictate the collective mental health of the countrymen and women.
And he goes to 50. The Indian captain has played very, very well this afternoon.
You look for weaknesses, of course, in top players. They can't be as good as they seem. Something's got to be wrong with them. Some weakness somewhere. And you look at Tendulkar and you say, well, where is it?
But India is also a country of armchair critics.
प्रमुख बल्लेबाज हैं टीम के, तो ये भार होता है कप्तानी एक तरह का, और उस वक्त उसकी बल्लेबाजी काफी प्रभावित हुई थी और मैचेस भी इंडिया काफी आ रही थी.
And they can drown out saner voices.
मुझे कि सिलेक्टर्स फिर कहेंगे कि उनकी बल्लेबाजी पे असर होता है और फिर वो सचिन को हटाकर किसी और को लाए. ये चीज़ें बहुत गलत हैं. एक कप्तान को कम से कम 4-5 सीरीज तक उसको मौका देना चाहिए, देश के हित में, क्रिकेट के हित में.
Sachin, Tendulkar and 10 others. This was the unkind manner in which the Indian cricket team of the mid-90s was destroyed.
In the late 90s, India was probably the 4th, 5th best team in the world. Sri Lanka, Australia, South Africa, Pakistan were frequently better. And Zimbabwe is playing with its most talented generation ever. New Zealand can knock you off any day. So only West Indies and England were in decline. And both are part of the quadrangular in Sharjah, the Emirates' first ever floodlit series that was held in December 1997. Sachin is barely holding on to the post, but India is expected to make the finals along with Pakistan. And in a do-or-die match, we get a performance from Azhar that is so downright shocking that the media reports are ballistic and the op-eds are scathing. Why don't we roll the clip for you?
Yes, I know the boundaries aren't coming, but it doesn't mean that you try and commit suicide going for runs which are very risky.
Azhar is a long way down. He's gone. The West Indies feel he's gone. He thinks he's gone. Suicide. Absolute suicide. The second run out. Lewis once more to Hooper. Azharuddin commits harikari.
There was never a run. Rahul Dravid was saying no from the word go. As soon as he saw the ball where it was going and where the fielder was. But Azharuddin has been running as if there is no tomorrow, and in fact there will be no tomorrow for him if India lose. 136 for 4.
No chance of that, fella, I can tell you.
Manoj Prabhakar, you are right, read another crowd banner referring to the former all-rounders' allegations of match fixing within the Indian squad. Fans now suspected foul play, bribery, subterfuge, and match-fixing accusations started circling around. So, have you ever wondered why Sharjah always cooks up something fishy? There's a reason, and a good one. Not for nothing is Sharjah called the Mecca for bookies and the Las Vegas for fans.
His placement was spot on.
Azhar is an equally important and fascinating part of this story.
Difficult to keep Azharuddin quiet, particularly for a spinner.
People now say that they always suspected Azhar, but mutterings had followed him throughout his career. These suspicions centered around the supposed infidelity of the Indian Muslim. And this is despite his wizardly brilliance on certain days like this one in Indian Gardens. Nonsensical remarks flew like, see, he wears that white helmet and not the India one like Sachin.
6 centuries in the history of the game, and standing applause by all and sundry, including the South Africans. And if you want to see fabulous test match cricket and one of the great centuries of all time, then Azharuddin has just provided it for you.
It's very hard to find the words to describe this innings other than brilliant.
74 balls for that century.
I would point out that Azhar captained India in our first 3 World Cup victories over Pakistan, and he had scored wonderful runs against them on many occasions. Like that madcap 24 runs he scored off Ataur Rahman.
Down the wing he goes, oh, it's a biggie! It's going high in the air, way over the top at long on. Well played, Mohammad Azharuddin. I think he might just be enjoying this. Mohammad Azharuddin is making hay while the sun is shining. 24 runs off that last over. It's also the highest score India have ever made in one-day internationals.
But it felt like spitting into the wind. They'll always say, he's a Muslim, he'll always secretly play for Pakistan. Of course, this made Azhar's betrayal all the more difficult to take. Between Bollywood and Dawood, the notion of the Muslim gangster had been hardwired in Indian minds, and Azharuddin's protracted dalliance with bookmakers came like yet another starburst of Muslim criminality.
This runout was instrumental in germinating that seed of suspicion in fans, which is clearly established in the CBI report on match fixing submitted to the Sports Ministry in 2000.
The romanticism associated with the game is perhaps gone forever. Increasingly, in the playing fields around the world, the music of sweetly timed strokes is being replaced by the harsh cacophony of ringing cell phones.
Sharjah was a proper clusterfuck for India. The national selectors, shaken by the storm, summoned Azhar to a closed-door meeting. And at the end of it, Raman Desai, the chairman of selectors, announces that he has been severely reprimanded, but
Azharuddin was pardoned.
Sachin, as skipper, reports Azhar's underperformance. This is evident in the CBI report and his testimony in it.
If you don't give 100%, it puts off the other 10 players.
Sachin is not quite right here actually. Azhar and Sachin have scored more hundreds playing under each other's captaincy than any other skipper in their respective careers. But the Sharjah West Indies run out had incensed the board secretary Jayawant Lele. Now interestingly, 3 more ODIs followed against Sri Lanka. Azhar scores 28 not out and 24. At the end of it, he is made the captain of India once again. And not just for the 3-nation tournament in Bangladesh beginning January 10, but also for the 3-test series against Australia and for the tie series after that. Rediff published a 3,000-word story on it. The string of defeats were weighing him down. He was not getting the team he really wanted. The Indian skipper, he lamented, is powerless. Harsha Bhogle voiced the concern of millions of well-wishers in his Sports Star column when he wrote that Sachin's personality is getting affected, that his genius is being held back by self-doubt, that he looks quite a worried man and quite a different man also. Initially he was enthusiastic about the challenge of being the captain. But he forgot one thing, that he was not leading Bombay, the best side in India. He was leading India, which is not even a top 4 side in the world.
This is at 2 in the morning. As the car turned on the highway at Andheri, I asked him, but what about the captaincy? Are you willing to take over the captaincy? And to my great surprise, he said, yes, I like this responsibility and there comes a time when you're needed by your country. And he said, yes.
This is Sports Center.
He learnt his lesson the hard way.
Batting is entirely up to me. My individual thing, what I do. Captaincy is the rest of the 10 players are also there with me.
The job had got to a young Sachin, and he was not the only one. The chairman of selectors, ex-India pace spearhead Ramakant Tiny Desai, aged decades in a few years. When he took over the post from the legendary Gundappa Vishwanath in 1996, he had remarked,
Vishy, this job is going to break my heart.
It did. he resigned a month before his death following differences of opinion with BCCI chief Raj Singh Dungarpur. Having to deter and lie for the rest of the 4 selectors Banerjee, Yadav, Rungta and Pandov, he died 4 days after being admitted to the Jaslok hospital from a massive cardiac arrest on 27th April 1997, days after the epic twin centuries in Sharjah in the Coca-Cola Cup by Sachin.
Everybody enjoyed Ramakant Desai's bowling. His beautiful run-up, he was thin man, but his pace was good, very good pace and very accurate bowler.
Desai was a proud man. He was tired of covering up the schemes of the rest of the selectors. In the briefing following the sack, the press presses for answers. The then Free Press of India were skewering the main selector, holding him accountable to his post. While Sachin might have fallen short of expectations and while he might not have been a terribly good captain, but how he was fired was quite terrible by the BCCI. This was clearly evident in the January 2 press conference headed by Ramakant Desai. Barely convincingly, he told reporters in Bombay that the decision to bring back Azhar, who at that point was India's most successful test captain, should not come as a surprise.
Okay, it was a total surprise.
All 5 selectors felt it would be a great disservice to Indian cricket if he continued his lean trot in one days because of the extra burden of captaincy.
That was a lie. You torture statistics long enough and they will confess to anything. But let's have a look at who these 5 selectors were. In charge of so many careers, what was their caliber? Sambaran Banerjee, East Zone, 0 tests. Kishan Rungta, Central Zone, 0 tests. Mohinder Pratap Pandov, North Zone, 0 tests. Shivlal Yadav, South Zone, 35 tests. Ramakant Desai, Chief of Selectors, West Zone, 28 tests.
That says a lot.
We removed Sachin because he could not take the pressure of both batting and captaincy. This is a good decision for India. We are confident that Azhar will lead the team well. He was removed in 1996 because he was going through a difficult phase in his personal life and needed to be rested.
Azhar's personal life, his endorsements and lifestyle had become a staple for gossip magazines. Sachin defended Azhar on this front.
No, I think personal life is the player's own matter, so I don't like to interfere in that. I'm only worried about what happens on the field. If the player gets runs, and I shouldn't be interfering in his personal life at all.
On the other hand, the justifications being given by the selectors and Desai were messy, contradictory and embarrassing for a cricketer of his stature. This man had won 11 straight Ranji trophies and had the Pakistani legend Hanif Mohammad as his bunny.
जो बनी बोलते हैं ना वैसा हो गया था हनीफ उसको खेल नहीं पाता था.
And here he was, stumbling for words in the face of angry questioning in a press briefing after the selection committee meeting. Lele, of course, very smartly remains completely silent, letting Desai cop all the heat.
Well, there was no predetermined move to sack Tendulkar.
No predetermined move to sack him? Really?
It is no secret that the decision to sack Sachin had its seeds not as it is widely propagated in his loss of batting form or even in India's plummeting cricketing results. Rather, the seeds were sown as early as March 1997 when the Indian captain made the unpardonable mistake of telling the press that he was dissatisfied with the way the selection committee went about its business. From that point on, Sachin had to go. Both before and after the 1997 Asia Cup, Sambaran Banerjee and Shivlal Yadav had anonymously spoken to the media about their determination to sack Tendulkar. The Week had carried that story and alleged that a cartel of bookmakers, unable to make any headway with Sachin, have begun to exert monetary influence on the selectors to action.
If people are saying, those who are responsible and sitting on particular positions, that they were not aware about that match fixing and that things are going wrong in the cricket, till Hansi Krodia's affair, they are hypocrites.
I am firmly of the view that No match fixing can take place without the connivance of the board officials. They're quite aware. I think they are as corrupt and as criminal as those who are involved in match fixing.
So you have incidents of the players also betting on the matches they were involved in. Something along those lines.
There had been stories that the Mumbai police were in possession of tapes as far back as 1995. And the general impression was that maybe they were not authorized to carry out the investigations. And so though they had the tapes, they were not releasing them. And I remember writing about it as back as 97 when it sort of started to gain momentum, all this, saying that, look, if they have the tapes, why don't they come out with it?
The criminal mafia that runs match fixing and betting is also involved in other criminal activities in India. Past experience shows that all these people have gotten away. I mean, I can't predict the future. Doubt it.
So, did the rookies bribe the selectors? If so, who all? There's no criminal case, there's no jury, no commission sat on this ever. I'll leave that for you, the viewer, to decide.
We don't have good Christians in the Indian, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, Desai was being grilled and roasted over the coals. Finding him lost for answers, Kishan Rungta steps in and manages to pour grade A gasoline on the fire.
See, the reason why the selectors fell back on Azhar was that he was the only player, other than Tendulkar, to be a certainty in both forms of the game.
What? No.
Then why not Saurav Ganguly?
Yeah, of course.
Then why drop Rahul Dravid in a year leading to the 1999 World Cup? And weren't you just a while ago talking of split captaincy with Ajay Jadeja? Wasn't Azhar originally dropped because he was seen to be an unimaginative captain? Rungta fidgets and replies.
Listen, he was sacked due to a turbulent period in his personal life. He remained tense and preoccupied, which showed in his leadership. He is now married to Miss Sangeeta Bislani and has gotten an amicable divorce from his first wife. His parents have also accepted him. He is a settled man now.
But Sachin is a newborn daughter Sara and is perfectly happy with his wife Anjali.
He's a very good father. Very good. More than my expectations.
Also, then single players like Jadeja and Dravid can't be skippers. They are rakishly good looking in a charmingly analog world. The press was relentless that day and in rare form.
Was there any doubt about Azhar's commitment to the side? Was there any question on his ability and his sincerity?
No, that was never in doubt by any of us.
Downright lies, Mr. Rungta. Just tell us the sole reason Sachin was sacked.
See, the only criterion was bad batting and not any perceived defects in the captaincy.
ये एक पॉजिटिव स्टेप है कि कप्तान वही होने चाहिए जो बाकी प्लेयर्स को इंस्पायर कर सके, जिसकी अपनी परफॉर्मेंस भी अच्छी हो, तो आई थिंक पॉजिटिव स्टेप.
Hold on, Mr. Yadav. If that is the case, then why is Sachin not the captain of the test side? Considering that he is aggregating 1000 runs and averaging 63 this year, the highest among any of the Indian batsmen. They don't have an answer. So Kishan Rungta tries to divert attention again, but this time fumbles critically.
We wanted to make a last-ditch effort to avoid the unpleasant step of axing Sachin. So we asked him to bat lower down the order in one-dayers. He only got 50 plus scores just twice in 6 innings. So we were forced to take the step.
And there you have it. The selectors did debate a change in captaincy. They have confessed and we have it on tape. They asked Sachin to bat lower down the order, so he does in 6 matches. The 82 not out is a match winner and the 91 almost won the game. Azhar's sequence in the same period in the same order is such. Prem Panicker wrote that for the selectors, statistics are not a beacon light but a crutch to be used selectively when they do not have a logical leg to stand on. Rediff.com consistently argued that the personal life should not be the yardstick used to judge Azhar, that the team's failure in England was collective and then it was bad policy to sack him then. Applying the same yardstick, it is an even worse policy to reappoint him now.
We selectors have gone on record appreciating Tendulkar's sportsmanship of taking all the blame on himself. Very few captains put their head on the block as he did, but we want him more as a run scorer than as a captain.
After Goa, Sachin had enough. The media is on his back, he doesn't have job security, doesn't get the squad he really wants, the team is playing a game every third day throughout the year, the selectors chop and change at will, those goddamn bookies are lurking around, and if anything goes wrong, it is his fault. He had one card left to play. Sachin told the selectors that he would like to step down, but he didn't put it in writing.
No, we have not officially been informed of Tendulkar's resignation.
So, was he axed or did he quit?
Well, it is true that for some time now we have been debating a change in captaincy. However, it must be made clear that any decision on the matter will be our own decision and not Tendulkar's.
In other words,
Sorry Sachin, you can't quit because we want to sack you.
And that's how they axe Sachin.
And now you know why. All said and flashback, was he a good captain?
In a word, no. But he was not meant to be.
Also, there were various reasons for his sacking. Multiple characters were involved in cutting him down to size. And in the end, it turned out to be a good thing for him in the long run. Rather have a flawless run machine than a reluctant captain.
Exciting stuff from Tendulkar.
He was one of those batsmen who purely just liked to totally commit himself to batting, and that was all that was on his radar. So I think as a captain, it was almost a distraction for him to lead the side. So that was something that it didn't come naturally to him.
What came naturally was this.
Oh, he's hit this one, Miles. Great shot. Oh, it's a biggie. Straight over the top. Oh, this is high. What a six. What a six. Way down the ground. It's on the roof. It's bouncing around on the roof. Oh, he's high. It's high. It's all the way. It's way over the top into the crowds again. Sachin Tendulkar wants to win this match. Oh, great shot. What a shot. Wonderful shot. He's going for a victory. This is absolutely unbelievable.
Thank you for watching, and before we split, we would like to leave the merchandise links which follows right about now.